Hello everybody and welcome back to the Buckeye Readers Chat. I'm Nicole.
I'm Krista.
And today we're going to talk about everything October. So Krista, what makes you think of October?
I think it's the end of very long, hot summer days. It's my favorite time of year. Did I say it was my favorite time of the year?
That's good to know.
The woodsy aroma, the leaves changing color, starting to change color. Supermarkets have everything pumpkin. Actually, I saw the other day that they have pumpkin flavored hummus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So everything pumpkin.
Yeah.
And then Halloween. Halloween is going to be a couple of days away. And then on top of that, you look in the stores or every place you go online, there's Christmas, there's Halloween, and there's Thanksgiving. Fall is in full force. There's so much to see and so much to do for families and people of all ages.
Yeah, absolutely. Like pumpkin carving. We're just so used to carving pumpkins. We have a great book here about pumpkin carving. It's got a lot of really great images you can use if you want to carve your pumpkin. But if you're not really interested in making a jack-o'-lantern this year, you can always paint your pumpkin, craft it however you want, make it your own, put sparkles on it, you know. If you have kids, you know, let them make it their own, and that would be a really fun way to celebrate Halloween. Or maybe you don't celebrate Halloween, you just love the fall feeling. So,
that's a great idea, Nicole.
Very cool. So what else do you know about Halloween?
Halloween, I know it's also known as Devil's Night Out, or Devil's Night. Did some research. Fun fact is that Halloween actually started back in the 19th century, and was an ancient Celtic harvest of Samhain. The residents of Samhain, the ritual where they would dress up and light bonfires as a way to ward off the evil spirits. In 19th century, Pope Gregory III, as a way to spread Christianity, changed it to All Saints' Day, incorporating some of the rituals of Samhain. And then it became All Saints' Day, which is also known as Hallows' Eve, therefore Halloween.
Very cool. That's a lot of interesting history. So, all right. Well, what other holidays do you know about that go with October?
October is Day of the Dead. I'm going to try to pronounce this.
Okay.
It is Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah, very close. Dia de los Muertos, and hopefully I'm saying that right. Yeah.
And that's November 1 and November 2. It's not a celebration of mourning, but more of a celebration of the life that people lived. November 1 is All Saints' Day, for where the passing of the young are honored. And November 2 is All Souls' Day, where it's a passing of the adults is honored. Altars, families make altars, and on the altars, a couple of the common things are bright yellow colored marigolds, photos of their loved ones that are being honored, and then food, their favorite food and favorite drink.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's so cool. And it started, it's a Mexican-inspired tradition, but from what I understand, it's celebrated all around the world.
Very
different
cool.
places. So
very cool.
Sounds like an amazing way to remember those that passed before us.
Such a beautiful culture. I really love haunting stories. And one of my favorites is Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House. And I just finished rewatching the Netflix series on The Haunting of Hill House. There are also 2 movies that came out after the book. They're both called The Haunting, just The Haunting. I haven't seen either one of them, but this is such an interesting story. I definitely need to check the book out. So we've got a copy of that. And while I was looking at that, I was also kind of looking through our classics, because I feel like October is the time of year where people read a lot of our horror story classics. And so a couple of those that we have, and definitely check out more because we have a lot more. But we have The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And then I found this really awesome book that has a variety of tales of horror. It's the Penny Dreadful. And it's got Dracula, Frankenstein, and The Picture of Dorian Gray. And one of my favorite stories is Frankenstein. And I ran into this book recently called The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. And it's a young adult book that recaptures, reimagines the story of Frankenstein from the perspective of Elizabeth Frankenstein, who I believe in the classic, she was a cousin to Victor Frankenstein. I could be wrong about that, but in this version of the story, she grew up with him. They were childhood friends. She fell in love with him, and she starts to question what she knows about herself, him, and then eventually the monster when he starts appearing. So this is a really great chance to get teens into a classic. So that's just my spiel on this book.
A great Halloween story.
Right, yeah, I love Frankenstein. So October's almost over, but there's another holiday coming up here soon. What do you know about that holiday, Krista?
This Thanksgiving, I'm Canadian, and we celebrated our Thanksgiving on October the 12th. And then the American Thanksgiving is coming up, I believe, on November 26th.
Correct, yeah. So is there any specific foods during the Canadian holiday that's Canadian Thanksgiving that's different from American Thanksgiving?
It's a meat pie. It's a French tradition, celebrated primarily in Quebec. And I know I've come across some Canadians that are living in Arizona that celebrate it. It's traditionally meat, and back over the years it would have been rabbit or venison, whatever the people could afford at the time. Funny story, just yesterday I got a call from a friend that I hadn't talked to in quite a while that she was making homemade meat pies, and she's going to give me one for the American Thanksgiving.
Nice.
So I was pretty excited. I haven't had one probably in about 20 years.
Very cool.
So I'm looking forward to it.
You might have to save me a slice.
I
I'd
will
love
do
to
that.
try that. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining us for this October special. Tell us about your October holidays or your October traditions. Do you celebrate Halloween? Do you celebrate something different? Do you love to do something that's a little bit different than what everybody else does? What's your favorite things to do around this time of year? And then all of these items that we talked about here today, and some of the ones we didn't even get a chance to talk about, are available for checkout here through the library. You can get them through our no contact pickup continued curbside service, or we do have an express service where you can come into the building and check out your items as well. Go ahead and visit our website, and that'll have more details on our hours and how that all works. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.